Hello, welcome back to Larry's Engineering. Now then, today's job is I'm going to do the pair. I only need to do one, but I'm going to do the pair of what I call drop links. They're the anti-roll bar links, and these sort of long things here with a ball joint either end. And on a Nissan Qashqai 2013 J10 Nissan Qashqai. So I'm going to film that for you, explain it. It's not a particularly difficult job, to be totally honest with you. So I don't think it'll be a massively long video, but I will tell you what tools you need. First of all, they are sided. So you've got a left and a right hand side. The left hand side in this country, certainly in Britain here, is the more popular one, obviously, because of drains, little potholes being nearer the curb and stuff like that. So you're constantly, a lot more wear and tear on the left-hand side, on the, what we call the near side. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do first. That's the one it failed the MOT on, but to be honest, I bought a pair. They're from my good friends over at Motor Parts Direct over in Hastings. They do have branches all over the place. This isn't a sponsored video. I'm just giving them a shout out because they always give me really good service. And these were £12, just under £12.50 each plus tax, plus the VAT. So just under 30 quid for the pair. So that's why I'm doing the pair. If they'd been sort of 40 quid each or something, then I would have just done the one that needed doing. But I'm doing them as a pair because I can, and it's cheap enough, all right. And I would recommend you do the same. And the as I say, it failed the MOT, but I had recently noticed a little bit of a knock on the old front end there as I went down a little bit of curb out of my drive. And so this is basically the cause of it. One of the ball joints on it has gone, excess wear, as it says on the MOT fail certificate. So there we have it. I'm going to crack on with this. Now, what you're definitely going to need is a jack, preferably a trolley jack, okay, and an axle stand. So you take the wheel off, and you do need to prop the vehicle up. I've got to be honest, don't get your head under that wheel arch or anything like that without propping the vehicle up securely on an axle stand. So I'm going to go and get the wheel off, get it all jacked up, and I'll be back in a sec. Right, here we go. Sunlight's going to be a bit of a pain in the arse here, but right, so this is what we're replacing, this item here. Right, this is the drop link. Ball joint down the bottom, that's the worn item, linkage up the top. So I'm going to spray these up a little bit. I'm going to guess that comes off of there. I'll just be protecting, so that'll just be protecting that thread. So you're going to need an Allen key to fit there, a spanner to fit that nut, and the same on the bottom there. Now the reason for the Allen key is to stop this spinning. The reason for the Allen key is to stop this whole thing spinning when you try to undo the nut, because it will just spin. Okay, so right, let's get on. Let's get that sprayed up, and hopefully we can loosen it up a bit. So we've got 18mm and a spanner, and I'm pretty sure the Allen key is 6mm, but there's quite a bit of rust in there, so I've got to clean that out. Meanwhile, I'm just going to show you the replacement, which is this. Much better design. Both ends have got like a grab nut for the back that you can put a thin spanner on to hold it tight and do up the nylon lock nut. So good to see that they've improved this. As you'll notice, there we go, trolley jack, axle stand, bit of GT85. That was the first thing that came to hand. So, Right, I'm going to have fun getting this off. If worse comes to worse, I'll just cut it off. I'm not too worried, to be fair. So right, let me get cracking. Well, as you can see, I had a bit of hassle getting this lower bolt undone. So cut the arm in half, get the arm out of the way. I managed to get the bolt undone enough so the thread was loose, but it would only go, you know, a couple of turns. So in the end, I cut the nut off with a grinder, and I'm going to have to do the same with this top one. Even though this top one's loose now, I'm going to have to do, I can't get in here, so I'm just going to cut through the rod on the inside here. I'm just going to cut through that with a grinder, then take this off, and then you know what, it's never as easy as you think it's going to be, is it? So I'm just going to do this side today, get it for the MOT tomorrow. I'm not going to mess about doing both sides because I'm hungry. So yeah, let's get this cracking. Right, so there we go, I've got that cut off from behind. Just got as tight up to that bracket as I could, so I was cutting through the thinnest piece of metal on the actual ball joint, and there's the little beastie that done it. My little trusty, actually I've got two of these, and they're great. 18 volt cordless Bosch angle grinder, gotta love that. 1mm cutting disc, rather excellent. Right, so fitting the new one now is going to be pretty straightforward, I reckon. Let's check the spanner sizes. Right, so that's the new one just put into place. Okay, now the new one, the bolts and nuts are 19mm, so I would suggest you've got two 19mm spanners there, one for the to hold the back bit, which is that, and then one for the actual nut. Not. But here we go. So obviously, look, that doesn't line up with that. So this is where you need the trolley jack, because you need to have the jack under that lower wishbone to jack this up to get this into place. Okay, to compress the actual suspension, replicating basically the weight of the car on it. So let's get that done, get that fitted in, and let you know how it goes. Yeah, so as I thought, look, really easy. The refit is really straightforward. I mean, there's nothing to it really, as long as you've got this jack. I've just jacked the trolley jack up a bit, lined this up, tilted that end up a little bit to get it in there, so it's all fitted nicely now. It's all nice and loose. Just going to tighten these bolts up, get them I'm not even going to torque them up, I don't need, just to get them up rock solid, and get it off the jack, get the wheel back on, and we'll be done. Right, excellent, that's all fitted nice and tight. Now what I will say is, I'll tell you what, I had an old spanner from way back, an old laser spanner, and for some other job I'd shaved it down there. Look, I'd cut it down, and that slotted in a little bit easier on the back there. So if you've got an old spanner and you've got a grinding wheel or something, it might be worth doing that. I've actually got a 19mm like that as well, so that was pretty handy. Sorry, that is the 19. Yeah, I had a 17 like that as well, and that was for some medical equipment I used to work on. So there we have it. That's pretty much the job done. Right, so that's all done. Now, as usual, I'll give you a quick rundown of the tools you need. As mentioned before, definitely an axle stand. Definitely, listen, a trolley jack is invaluable. If you haven't got one, get one. I use a Sealy Premier 4-ton. It's down here, and it's one of those quick pump up things, you know, lightning ones. I don't know what it is, but anyway, it was a couple of £100. It's great. And yeah, axle stand. So you need a 6mm Allen key, an 18mm spanner to get them off. Okay, now that, and some lubricating oil, probably a wire brush to clean up the threads, because you want to, I'd be lubing them maybe the night before or something like that, to be honest. and clean them up. And then you'll probably be able to get the nuts off all right. And fingers crossed you won't have to, you don't have to cut them off like I did. If you do have to cut them off like I did, you're going to need an angle grinder with a 1mm disc, not like a big fat 2 or 3mm cutting disc or any of that. It needs to be the 1.1mm disc, whatever it is. Okay, and wear some eye protection, obviously. Don't want a disc shattering. And so to get it back on, to get the new one on, obviously you'll need that trolley jack to jack up that suspension. And a pair of 19mm. Okay, I showed you in the video the one that I had shaved down, but to be honest with you, as long as the spanner's not too fat, you'll be okay with that. And you'll be okay with a normal one, to be honest with you. It will go in there. So let me think. It did turn out to be a pain in the arse. What was a simple job, or what, you know, whenever you think it's simple, it doesn't always go to plan. So shout out again to Motor Parts Direct and my friend Hawkeye down there at Hastings branch for hooking me up off the shelf with a pair of those. I haven't done the other side. Ooh, not looking forward to that, but it didn't fail the MOT on the other side, so it failed on this side because that's the side that's always going down, drain covers, things like that. You get more potholes on the near side than you do generally in the middle of the road. So there we have it. That's that job done. Hope this might make you either change your mind and get someone else to do it, or do it yourself and save a bit of money. Like I say, the parts are cheap enough. 30 quid for the pair I paid. Might be a little bit more money where you go. We can get them online, get them on probably Amazon or eBay or something like that. But they are sided. So the near side is the left side. Okay. The driver's side is obviously the right side, hence right hand. So you're looking at it from the driver's, from the rear of the vehicle, left and right, not from looking down into the engine bay. All right, because this is the bodywork of the car, not the engine. All right, so there we have it. Stay safe, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy.